Welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to be here today. We're going to explore this stick. This is the Diamond Crown Classic Maduro 5.5 by 54 double Robusto No.4. The reason I'm so excited about it is because it was given to me. I was at my local cigar lounge and there was a cigar rep there taking an order, and he had these in his pocket and he handed these out to a couple of people that were there. I was one of them. And I'm even more excited because it's a J.C. Newman stick, same ones that make Quorum and Brickhouse. I had never even heard of these before. And then looking it up to see exactly what I was getting myself into with this, just making sure I have a little information to share. It's just like a $16 stick. It's not even that big, a 5.5 by 54. So this must be their top of the line at J.C. Newman. Let's get it out of the wrapper, or out of the cellophane, I should say. Take a look at this beautiful cigar band. Just gorgeous. I mean, wow. This is made in a special way too. That's kind of what I wanted to know about it. It is, as far as I know, the leaf is fermented for 5 years. So I think the tobaccos that go in this thing are aged for 5 years. And then the stick is even aged for 12 months, or a year after it's rolled. So I'm expecting a sweet bomb here, as far as cigars are concerned. I've also got a whiskey today, which is a pretty cool whiskey. All right, so we are going to cut this with a straight cut. It smells like hay or grass, like dead grass. That's what it smells like. All right, let's get it cut. Yeah, I'm super excited. Whenever somebody gives me something that they're excited for me to try. As far as I know, that rep was an Arturo Fuente rep, and he also had mentioned something about this being new, which is why I tried to look it up. And I didn't see that this is new, but this cigar band looks new. So maybe that's what he was talking about. This stick came out quite a long time ago. This is not a new cigar. This has been out for a while. Cold draw is sweet. It's like sweet cocoa. And you can really tell there's some good tobaccos in here. This also has that feel that I always talk about when a stick is like ultra premium. Nice. All right, let's get it lit. Then we'll get the whiskey in a glass. We'll talk about that. What's everybody up to today? What are you guys drinking? What are you guys smoking? I thought I got a special cigar here, so I got some, it's not special whiskey, but definitely a unique story, some interesting information about it as well. All right, toast it up here. Boy, these Maduro wrappers can sure take a beating with the lighter compared to the Connecticut Shade and all that. Oh yeah, super sweet, a good spice on the light up. Good cocoa. That hay and grass is pretty much gone that I talked about. Yeah, it's got a nice dark oily leaf, wrapper on there. It's really dark and rich. Yeah. $16 for a single stick though. I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that or not. This is probably a pretty special smoke for me. Yeah, that thing is just beautiful. I hate to put this thing down, but let's get some of this whiskey in a glass. So today, we've got the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. This is a 94 proof product. Tennessee whiskey. So it's not technically bourbon, it's Tennessee whiskey. So, you see on here it's got the bottling date, 9/22/23. I've been sitting on this bottle for a while. There's the barrel house, master distiller, and the barrel number as well. Yeah, so I've been sitting on this for a while. I've been wanting to make a video. I've had this whiskey before, but there's another channel on the internet, and it's or on YouTube. It's ADHD Whiskey. The guy's name is Matt, and he was reviewing the bourbon rye from Knob Creek, and he didn't like it very much. So he had the idea to put his own bourbon rye together. Let's get this in a glass. Cork pull. A little weak. These bottles are beautiful, but their cork pulls are usually a little weak. Good glug there, though. All right. Wow. Just over poured the hell out of that. There's a ton of whiskey in that glass. It's like a 3-ounce pour instead of a 2-ounce. Oh, well. I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll survive. It smells so good. I had that about a year ago. A buddy of mine, this is, I was just getting into bourbon, and he had that at his place and just had it basically on the counter, like waiting for me when I got there. He's like, you got to try this. Because I used to drink Jack Daniels, with Jack and Coke back in the day. And this is just basically Jack Daniels. That's a single barrel that, instead of 80 proof like regular Jack, they have it at 94. So it's just it's caramely and sweet. I already know what it tastes like, but I'm excited for it. So, and then back to the story about Matt from ADHD Whiskey. I took these two, is what he told us to do. He said you should do this if you have these, if you're lucky enough to have them, which I do. And mix the Tennessee whiskey and the rye whiskey, but these are the single barrel proofs. So there's a short on my channel if you want to watch it of me drinking these together as well. So basically you got a heck of a lineup from Jack Daniels. These are just their what I call pirate bottles, these three, and then there's other ones that look like this. There's like a Coy Hill, some crazy stuff I don't even know, and then there's just a regular rye. Like this one is just their Tennessee. They also have a not barrel proof rye like this as well. So lots of stuff, and I haven't even gotten into their bonded stuff or their mash bill that has a bunch of what is it? What's that one that they have? I'll think of it. It has like a red label. Basically what I'm saying is I'm a fan of Jack Daniels, and they've got some good stuff that I haven't tried yet. It's the what the heck's the name of it? I'll put it in the description of the video. They have quite a few though that you can find that I'm sure are all worth your time. So this one is readily available in my liquor store where I live. It's on the shelf all day, every day, and it's $54 in Pennsylvania. But every once in a while, if you walk in the store, there'll be a coupon. It's never on sale, but there was a coupon like sort of adhered to the shelf there that if you bought a bottle like any of these three, it was a $5 off coupon. So I got that bottle for $49 instead of $54. Still pretty pricey though, but at least I know spending $50, I know it's gonna be good. I'm gonna be happy with it. So. It feels like the bottle's worth more than a typical bottle just because of the shape of it. This is such a nice bottle. I mean, a lot of care and thought and design was put into this. I'm just nursing these last little bits. There's about 2 pours in each of these barrel-proof ones. So, all right, let's get this going here. Let's try this single barrel select. I've shown you so many bottles, you probably forget what we're drinking, but single barrel select, Jack Daniels, 94 proof. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Super smooth. A ton of caramel. You do get that slight little Jack Daniels flavor that everybody talks about, that little banana. Like it's like a banana runt candy banana. It's, in my opinion, that banana thing is kind of a cop-out. I don't know what it is, but my brain just goes, yeah, You know, everybody says it's the banana runts, the candy, the hard candy. You get that. And a ton of caramel, but the thing that's the most unique about this, in my opinion, is how smooth it is. I mean, it drinks like $1,000,000. It's super smooth. You could easily drink a bunch of this and not really realize you're drinking something that's 94 proof. You know, no, 94 isn't a high proof. You know, there's definitely not some crazy high proof with that, but that doesn't drink like 94. It drinks like the regular Jack Daniels, like an 80 proof, in my opinion. Wow, goes great with this cigar. I just realized what's going on here. So this is in a J.C. Newman Cigar Company wrapper, right? But it says A Fuente on here. See that? So, and it says J.C. Newman. So it must be a collaboration. It makes sense now that I'm not going crazy that the Arturo Fuente rep gave me this cigar. His name is Michael. Shout out to you, Michael. I'm sure you're not watching, but in case you are, thank you for this. This is a nice stick to give somebody. I saw it was a J.C. Newman. I just assumed it was a budget cigar. I thought you were handing me a $5, $6, $8 cigar. $16 at Fox Cigars if you look it up. foxcigars.com. Yeah, this thing's nice. This is a nice little treat. Yeah. So I won't beat these whiskeys to death, but I just wanted to talk about this. So about 2 months ago, I had the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye on my channel. I smoked this with the acid cold infusion cigar. So you see down here, look at the proof on that. 138.8 proof. This is gasoline in a bottle, but it's delicious. There's a million videos on YouTube. You can look them all up. People reviewing it and exploring it and all that. And then this was the single barrel proof regular Tennessee whiskey. I made a video with this one a little more than 2 months ago, and I did the Oliva Series G with this one. This is 128.8, right? Okay, so this one's 130. Oh no, this one's 136.8, and this one's 128.8. So they're a little. It doesn't matter at that point. When you get up into that proof, it doesn't make a difference. And then what we're drinking today is 90 proof. So yeah, you can check out those videos if you want. They're on my channel. And then I made a short just combining those two together. And it's obviously better than the Knob Creek Bourbon Rye, but I think the Knob Creek Bourbon Rye is pretty good. I don't know about the $45 price tag. I mean, I'd much rather spend $49 on this than that. I mean, and you know, and that Bourbon Rye from Knob Creek's 113 proof as well. So it's got a little more proof on it, which is a nice thing. I mean, in my opinion, more proof the better, because you can always add a couple drops of water in here, you know, and proof it down a little if you want. Wow, it's so good. I am a Jack Daniels guy, though. I do like Jack Daniels whiskey. So, you know, some people hate it. If you hate it, you're not going to like this one then, because it does have the profile, but it's so smooth and viscous and caramely. A little of that banana, a little butterscotchiness, you know, but just typical, you know, bourbon flavors, a little vanilla in there. Wow, I am in heaven right now. These two things are fantastic by themselves, and having them together is just like such a treat. got a 50-degree day here too, which it's been in the 30s and 20s every day. Literally feels like summertime. I see kids running around the neighborhood in t-shirts and shorts. It feels like summer, even though it's still obviously cold. 50 degrees isn't very warm, but you wouldn't know it if you looked out the window. You'd think it was 70 or 80 the way people are dressed. I wonder if you proof this down. Let me show you the cork. I wonder if you proof this 94 proof Jack Daniel's down to 80. I wonder how much better it would be than their regular black label offering. You know, because it is a single barrel. Obviously, when they give you the 80 proof stuff, the stuff that's, you know, the most famous whiskey in the world pretty much, that's been, you know, there's hundreds of barrels dumped at the same time. They just found a couple of good ones and, you know, proofed it down to 94 for some reason. That was the proof they wanted to do. It's not barrel proof. It would say that like the other two. So, but yeah, I mean, I this stuff's great. You know, it is a little expensive, but again, I'm paying $50 for bottles that I'm not even sure I'm gonna like. So to buy something I know I'm gonna like, and you know, and I guess it's worth it. So I'll be nursing it too. I'm not gonna just chug that whole bottle like in a day. It'll be here for weeks. It was already here for weeks. I've just been waiting to make this video with these three together, just to sort of show you them. I was looking for the right opportunity. I wanted to have sort of a special stick, and I got handed this the other night, so I was like, yep, perfect timing. So this does not have a ton of spice. It has a little bit, and it's very nice, but it doesn't have a bunch of spice on it like you would probably think by looking at it. It could, still in the first third, it could get spicy, but so far, it is not at all. It's super smooth, just like the whiskey. They go great together. This is some kind of an anniversary cigar as well. I think when it first came out, it was to celebrate like the 100th anniversary. That's why I said I think this is a pretty old offering from them. I didn't notice that A Fuente on here until a little bit ago. That's unique that these two, I mean, maybe Arturo Fuente owns JC Newman and I just don't know it. I don't know if you've ever had one of these or you know anything about it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. Yeah, this is, I found out from my digging online too that Arturo Fuente is who makes the, now see, I think I get my information goofed up now. The Julius Caesar cigar is one I really want to try. And I think that's a J.C. Newman cigar because it's named after Julius Caesar Newman, who's like the grandfather or one of the guys that started the company. But, I mean, I can't imagine these guys having their name on this stick like this and them not one owning the other one, you know? Either way, Julius Caesar cigars are named after Julius Caesar Newman. So it's either made by J.C. Newman or Arturo Fuente. Take your pick. I don't know. I know I'm all over the place today with my information, but that's why I don't like to look stuff up before I make a video. Because when you do that, then you got all this information in your head bouncing around in there that's new, you know. So look everything up yourself if you want to be sure that what I'm saying is correct. And I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Unless you live somewhere where you can't get stuff from one of those guys, it wouldn't matter to you. I didn't mention this either, but those barrel proof ones, those Jack Daniels barrel proof ones, are about 70 bucks a piece. I've noticed that the regular one, the Tennessee whiskey, is pretty easy to get. It's almost readily available in my liquor store for 70 bucks all the time. But the rye is not easy to get. And if you watch videos with people, like Bruzel and those guys, they'll go somewhere. Sometimes it's on the shelf for 70 bucks, and other times it's in the allocated section for 200. Anywhere between 70 and 200 for that bottle of rye. That's why, in my opinion, it's so hard to drink it all and finish it, because I don't think I'll be able to get it real easy. Because I can't pay more than the 70 bucks for it. I mean, I'd pay like 80 for it maybe, but if it's 80, it's not going to be 80. It's going to be, if it's not 70, it's going to be over 100. Really pretty cigar bands on here. Yeah, really pretty cigar bands on here. Just an unnecessary second one that's just said Diamond Crown under it there. I guess you need the name of it on here, and that's how they do it. Now it just has a crown. It's just so pretty. Let's see, it says Diamond Crown there. The single barrels are interesting though, because, I don't know how many bottles you get out of a barrel. I guess it depends on how much evaporation you had. It's a 53-gallon barrel. I'm sure it wasn't full to the tippy top to begin with, or maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but, only so many bottles are going to taste exactly like this bottle. I'm sure that's really a similar profile, being that Jack Daniels is like oldest time and one of the biggest producers in the world. I'm sure they know what they're doing as far as keeping everything the same, but great nose on this thing too. The color. It's nice and viscous. This is just definitely one of those ones that if you have 50 to spend, if you can get it for less too where you live, that'd be great. But if you have 50 bucks to spend, this is a go-to. This is one you can drink every day, I would say, with the proof point. As long as you can handle the 50 bucks. I prefer a $30 bottle for an everyday drinker. That's more my style, more speed with the amount of whiskey I drink and my budget. But, some people probably drink a $100 bottle every day, and that's their, and then there's somebody drinking a $10 bottle, right? It's just how it is. Cigar has a perfect draw. Perfect feel, perfect draw, great flavors. It's not overwhelmingly strong. I thought it would be. I didn't really look up the strength profile on it. Wanted to just get it in my mouth basically as fast as I could and get it lit up, but it's just great. It's got a great everything basically. You never know what you're going to get yourself into with these Maduros. They could blow your head off. And then you get cigars like that one I smoked the other day, the La Aroma de Cuba, and that thing didn't taste strong, but was kicking my butt, was making me feel that cigar fatigue. So, everything just varies. Until you smoked 1,000 cigars, I don't think you really would be able to know stuff like that. You got to find this stuff out for yourself, which is why we're exploring cigars. This is why this is a cigar exploration channel. Learning this stuff together. It was cool seeing a cigar rep in the wild like that too. He was just chilling. He was smoking a stick out of the humidor that, as far as I know, he purchased, but maybe the owner handed it to him. I don't know. And he was having a whiskey. He was having a whiskey neat. He was drinking. He was excited too because it was something he hadn't had before. It was a dad's hat. It was dad's hat, cast strength rye or something like that. It was a high proof. Yeah, so he was just hanging out with us, and then, like I said, there was like 3 or 4 of us there. Wasn't a lot of people there. It's a pretty small place. My local one, it's pretty small. But it was also like a Wednesday or Thursday night, and he had a couple of these sticks in his bag, and he just handed them out to us. So, and he did say something about something being new. So I don't know if he's talking about the label, because I couldn't find a picture of this label or this band online, but the stick's definitely not new. The Diamond Crowns have been around for a while. Yeah, Cigar's got a little bit of age on it. Something about the leaf being fermented for 5 years and fermented over and over again. Again, I don't know everything about it. I wish I did. Wish I knew everything about everything. But then I'd have to name my channel something different. So I guess it's nice to sometimes, not sometimes, it's nice to not know a lot, because then you can kind of experience things in the raw. It's just earth and tobacco. When I do that, I get that like kind of grassy note back. Like when I chew on the smoke, getting a little of that grass back. It's a good thing. It tastes good. So kind of smells like dead grass a little bit, like if you cut your lawn and you leave the grass lay and it dries out and gets all brown, and then you could smell it. That's what it kind of smells like a little bit. But you don't get a lot when you take a draw off it. You get it only when on your like tongue. Like where you would think you would have the pepper, you're getting kind of dried grass instead. It's kind of nice. It's something different. Obviously, I want to like this cigar, but I do like it. It's good. I didn't think I wouldn't, but, you know, if you've ever had this and you didn't like it, let me know. If you've ever had it, tell me your experiences with it. I would definitely go for something. If I was going to spend $16 on a stick, I would pick something before this, just because I didn't know about it. And I mean, now I definitely wouldn't go for this because I've had it. So, as I said, it was a kind of a special occasion. It's like the middle of the afternoon and the sun's already setting. Can't get used to that this time of year. It throws off my whole day. Yes, this is a little chilly out here, being that I said it's like 50 degrees. Not cold, but it's a little cooler than I'd like it. I like it room temperature. So it's not doing it any favors, I'm sure. I'm sure next time I drink it, if it's a little warmer, I'll get even more out of it. But yeah, vanilla, caramel, little butterscotch. You don't smell that banana runt. You can taste it though. It's still there. It's just a typical standard Jack Daniel's expression, so to speak, of their whiskey. See, weak cork pull on all these guys. It smells very ethanol, very strong. It is strong, almost 129 proof, and there's not much in this barrel. Or, yeah, barrel, I wish it was a barrel. Not much in that bottle. A little better cork pull. And that, you get the same smell, except you can smell the rye spice. This is the barrel strength rye, 136.8. Smell some fruit in this one. You smell like a little bit of fruit, like red fruit. Candied redness. And then this one's a lot different than those two. This is the one we're drinking. 94 proof, single barrel select. That one doesn't have as much alcohol smell, which is probably because there's less out of the bottle. There's not any room for those vapors to build up. It also smells kind of sweeter and more Jack Daniels-y than the other two. I'm just going to touch this cigar up a little bit. Perfect. About 30 minutes on this stick. You might get less than an hour. Like I said, this is only a 5.5 by 54, so 5.5 inches long, and 54 gauge. It's a good gauge. I like that. I like the gauge. I wish it was a little longer, but I'm sure they have other varieties, other lengths and sizes. All right, let's take this beautiful cigar band off of here. One of the prettiest I've seen. Typical premium cigar fashion, it comes right off. We've already seen it, but let's take a look at it again in its entirety. Oh, look, and there's even a date. Yeah, okay. So there it is. It says Centennial. Man, this is my first whiskey today, I promise. First one. Can't speak. All right, so, yeah, so in 1995, it was their 100th year anniversary. That must be what I'm looking at. So you've got 125, almost 130 years anniversary coming up for them next year. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a cigar band I'll be keeping. It's a really pretty one. Definitely my favorite J.C. Newman cigar I've ever smoked, and definitely my favorite Arturo Fuente I've ever smoked. I think I only smoked 2 Arturo Fuentes. I think it was a Grand Reserve, and I forget the name of the other one, but the one I smoked, and I have a video on my channel, it was so tight. It was a Torpedo, and it was so tight. I think going forward, in the future of my cigar exploration, I'll be staying away from Torpedoes a little bit. I really like to put a V-cut on a Torpedo. I have Quorums that are Torpedoes. I smoked one this morning while I was working, and I V-cut it. It was great. I put it down in the grass while I was working like 3 times. Like, I sat it on a rock. It smoked perfect. It had no tightness, no problems. I cut it, took the cigar band right off of it, and then just started chomping on it and doing work with it in my mouth, and I set it down a bunch of times, like I said. The thing smoked like a champ, and it was a $2 stick. And it was delicious, too. It was the sun-grown one. It was fantastic. But it's the risk you take, at least in my experience exploring these with the Torpedoes, it's just not worth it for me, especially to spend big money on them. Like the Arturo Fuente Torpedo that gave me a problem was like $10. I can spend $2 if it gives me a problem. then whatever, right? It was $2. But when you're starting to spend some money on these things and they give you an issue, I've never returned a cigar. Like I said in another video, I don't know if you can even do that. You know, has anybody ever lit a cigar up and said, F this cigar is not humidified right, or it's tight, I'm taking it back and get my money back? If you've done that, let me know. And let me know how it went. Did they give you a hard time? Was it like, oh yeah, no problem, boom. You know, you just exchange it for another one? You know, I always just bite them and make them work. Which was kind of why I took that torpedo on the job with me this morning, was because I was like, well, if it gives me a hard time, I'll just bite it and chew it on it, you know. And then if it really doesn't smoke at all, it was $2, I'll just chuck it. Yeah, this thing's enjoyable. It's chocolatey, you know, in a very non-sweet cocoa powder way. You know, it's leaving a little spice on my tongue along with that grass and hay, but yeah, I'd say, you know, 7 out of 10 for strength. You know, as far as the potency. Flavor, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. It's very good. I mean, if I had to complain about any one tiny little complaint, it's that it's not burning perfectly evenly. You know, it's not canoeing or boating, but it's kind of being a little uneven. I'm sure by now you've been watching me enough that you know how I twist it when I smoke it, so it's probably not me. It's just the way it is. It's just not perfect, but as close to it as you can get. This is just really good stuff, man. Like, the only thing I've had recently that I am enjoying more than this is the Russell's Reserve 10. And I don't know if it's just because I'm new to the Russell's Reserve 10 stuff, but man, that stuff is my favorite right now. This is close though, and I really like that 1792. That's really good too. But that Russell's 10, it has that what people call is like a medicinal cherry, like a cherry cough medicine flavor, which is you either love it or you don't. So if you don't like that profile, don't go to that Russell's 10. But that Russell's 10 for 45, between 40 and 45, that's to me worth it every time, all day, every day. 90 proof, so it's not even a high proof. But I'm learning, you know, through this, again, exploring and experience in whiskey, that proof doesn't always mean better. You know, it can, but some of these 90 proofers are you know, they make them like that on purpose, because of the flavor profile. That Russell's 1090 proof, man, whew, that stuff. And I'm sure, like, if you've had the Russell's 15, I'm sure that's crazy good, like nuts. But I think I saw that the cheapest I think I saw the Russell's 15 was $1.50 a bottle, and it's just not, it's out of my budget, it's out of my range. Yeah, stuff's really good. All right, a little bit more here, a bit more in the glass, get some more air in it. I over poured that first one and drank it like I didn't, so probably gonna be an early night for me tonight, but it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so this was actually barreled, you know, back in over a year ago, this was barreled. I keep saying barreled, bottled. You know, and it won't change the profile in the bottle. You know, in the bottle, it doesn't change. It just gets a little bit of air in there once it's opened. But yeah, I mean, this is, yeah. So it says on here, it says caramel, spice, bright fruit notes, which is that banana, I think. You know, and I guess you could pull out some cherry, a little medicinal cherry note out of here, and sweet aromatics, which, you know, that's pretty much every. I mean, this isn't bourbon. It's Tennessee whiskey officially. You know, they call it that, but it's bourbon. You know, it's bourbon. In the whiskey world, when people talk about Jack Daniels, unless it's their rye or their other stuff, it's bourbon. So the one I couldn't think of earlier, the Jack Daniels, they make 700 milliliter bottles, which is 50 milliliters less than these bottles, less than a standard fifth, 700 milliliters. They have a bonded. The other one is their malted rye, or malted bar. I'll put it in the description. I still can't remember it. I thought I had it, but. Or it's three whiskeys blended together. It's 3 of them blended together. I'd love to know their mash bill. It's got to be a shitload of corn. And then the reason I think it's so smooth, the reason it's so mellow, like I said, how smooth it is because it's that they charcoal mellow it. You know, they put it through the charcoal filtration, which has to take the edge off of it. That's the whole point to why it's so smooth. There's that little bit of on the head that I always talk about. What a beautiful evening, afternoon, whatever this is. It feels like it's evening, but it's really the afternoon. It's getting dark. My hands are all tore up. I was telling you in the last video, I'm working outside, just cut up everywhere. I'm not a hand model, so I guess I'm okay. Yeah, all 3 of these bottles say master distilled on them. I really want you to know that they put some care in them. What a difference in proof, though, you know? And you go from the one we're drinking, 47% alcohol, to its brother, its older brother, which is the barrel proof one, which is 64, almost 64.5% alcohol by volume. And then the grandpa over here, the rye, 68, almost 68.5 alcohol by volume. A lot of booze in those bottles. Like I said, this rye, people will fight you for this one. I mean, people will fist fight for this thing, especially at MSRP. When I made the video on this, like I said, you can go back and watch it. I paired it with the acid cold infusion. I ordered this bottle in the mail. I couldn't even get it. I had to order it through the mail. When I ordered it, I ordered 3 of them. It came in like a 3-pack, and I was like, oh shit! I was like, $70. You know, a bottle. I can easily sell that to a friend if I don't want all 3, or just keep them for 10 years and go, you know, slowly go through the 3 of them. In my mind, it was a good deal, a good price, because you couldn't get them anywhere. And when it showed up, which was like 2 weeks after it was supposed to, it was just this one bottle. They didn't send all 3 of them. And I had to go through all kinds of stuff, jump through all kinds of hoops, which is ridiculous. They know what they sent me, but I had to take pictures of the packaging. So keep your packaging when you order whiskey and cigars, especially if you don't get what you're supposed to. I did pictures of the packaging, which showed that it was only could fit one bottle in the box and in the package. So long story short, or short story long, or long story long, however you want to look at this, I paid about 75 bucks for that barrel because it was like 70 for the barrel, and then it was like, 15 bucks shipping, so they just sort of divided it by 3 and refunded 2/3 of my money back. That's the last time I ordered any whiskey through the mail. I'm not a real big order things through the mail guy. I know you're looking at me right now going, but you tell me you order cigars all the time. I do order cigars. That, I don't know why, I haven't had any bad experiences, knock on wood, with the cigars in the mail. But like I ordered a piece of jewelry in the mail one time, and it just came, the box came, and it just wasn't in the box. Somebody had like stolen it out of the box. I don't know who. So I typically don't like to order things through the mail. Clothing, I go clothing shopping in person. I don't like to order clothes because I'll order something. I order a jacket. It looks one way and it shows up and it doesn't look the way it looked in the picture of it. I don't know if COVID messed that all up, but I typically don't like to order things through the mail at all. And I'll never order whiskey through the mail again. No way. Unless it's through the state store, through my Pennsylvania state store. You can order through the mail, and if you spend over $100, they ship it to your house for free. And if you, sometimes they can't ship it to your house, they have to ship it to the store. And then you have to pay some $15 bullshit fee, but I'll do that, but I'm not ordering it to my house unless it's from there. About 45 minutes on this stick. Things going good. Down in this last third. I don't know what I like more, the whiskey or the cigar. They're great together. So, like I said, I'm having the afternoon of my life right now. I love it. I'm loving this. I'm not freaking shivering for once out here. For once in my past 4 or 5 videos, just shaking like a leaf. It's so cold. It's so nice. I started this channel in the summertime, and I didn't really think about the future. I didn't think, oh, one day it's gonna be too cold to be at Cigar Exploration headquarters here. I didn't think about that. So that's why I said, I think in my 80th or 81st video, I don't know that I'll be doing this, very much longer. I just don't know how I'll be able to do it. I'm gonna need days like today, like days that are just randomly warm. It's just getting better. Literally just getting better. Yeah, it's so good. So good. I'll take the Russells, but I think it's only because it's $10 cheaper. This is good. Ooh. Yeah. Awesome whiskey. I may even pour these other two and have myself a heck of a night, where one of those nights where you regret it tomorrow, or you're a little hungover, because I got this one in a glass. I might as well give myself a little taste of an ounce of each of the other two and enjoy the 3 of them together. That's what it's all about, right? If you have them, why just drink that same one all night? I can have a taste of the other ones. I'm gonna make some good dinner. I'm gonna make some salmon on the grill tonight with some broccoli. Probably a little rice with that. It's one of my favorite meals. Salmon, rice, and broccoli. I love it. Nice healthy meal. Delicious. It's a little trick for you too if you're making salmon on the grill. When you're just about done, when the salmon's just about done, take some Worcestershire sauce and just splash it on that salmon. And you have to like, that flavor, but it adds like a little bit of like a caramelization on there, and it gives a little bit of salt. Because I just put like a smoky seasoning on it when I'm cooking it, and then that Worcestershire sauce just gives it like a nice finish. It's pretty good. And if you're thinking that it wouldn't be, I've had a lot of people that I made it for who also were like, really? You're going to put that? And then when they tasted it and they ate it, they were like, wow, you're right. That's like a whole other, dimension to that salmon. Yeah, and if I do that thing with the other two, and I have 3 Glencairns in front of me, you may have a third cigar today too. It'll be kind of hard to pass it up. This wind stays like it is. Pretty calm out here. It'd be hard to cook something on the grill and have a good dinner and not finish my evening off with a third cigar. So just what to smoke though after this, It's like you're pretty much the top. Pretty much this is probably one of the best cigars I have. So what do you smoke after this one? Maybe like a like that Vegas 5 was really good, but it's a little big. It was a 6x60. I don't know if I want to go 6x60 later. That's going to be a little extreme. I definitely have something small. Yeah, I have something small I could smoke. I might have another Rocky Patel, like a Robusto. I know I have that Laranja. I have a Laranja. Those are really good. Those are one of my favorites. And I'm sure when I get inside, there's something that'll just pop up, pop out at me that I'm not thinking of right now. But yeah, I don't know. You can see I'm just getting happier in these. It's nice when I make a video and I get happier throughout the video, That's kind of a rare thing. Usually something is annoying me. The wind or the cold or the cigar tightness or something. 50 minutes on this stick. If you're still here, hope you're enjoying yourself as much as me. Hope you're having a great day. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're smoking, what you're drinking. Let me know what you like to smoke, what you like to drink. I've been getting more comments lately, and I love it. I read everybody's comments. Even if you leave me a nasty comment, I still read it, and I still like it because you left a comment. So just leave me a comment. Getting down to our little nub here. Yeah, this is a lot different experience than my last video with the nub. Just freezing. My lighter wasn't working. The wind's blowing me away. I do like those nubs though. And I put in the description when I was at my local cigar lounge recently. That guy's got 10, 12 different variety of them, and they're like $8.50 a piece. I smoked a nub, I think it was yesterday. I smoked a Connecticut, and I got like 40 minutes out of it because I was alone, no camera. I was alone, and it was pretty cold when I was smoking it, so I would smoke it. Look at that airplane up there. That's pretty cool. I was smoking it, and then I would dip inside, and I never went inside long enough for it to go out. But it was a slow smoke on that nub, and it was delicious though. It was really good. And the quality of those nubs is legit. And I smoked it further down than this, because the nubs are a 3-inch cigar. Probably smoked it to where it was burning my fingers, but like 40 minutes I got out of it. 35, 40 minutes. It was a good smoke. I think for $8.50 in the right circumstance, especially if you only have a half hour or 45 minutes, that nub isn't a bad choice. $8.50, I paid $5. I mean, for $5, it's great. $8.50, it's okay. It's kind of like the whiskey, right? It's the product's great, but the price isn't exactly ideal. But I did notice at the lounge, any lounge I've ever been to, not just the one I'm talking about, that the nubs don't move. They probably did when they first came out. People were really interested in them, but I never see anybody smoking them at the lounge ever, and I don't count them. When I look at the humidor, I don't count them in the boxes, but the boxes don't look like they're moving much either. It doesn't look like they're going anywhere. So, I mean, you may be able to find them on sale somewhere other than online, like I did. I'll have another nub on this channel. I have the Cameroon. I think I have another one too. Or maybe it's just the Cameroon. No. Either way, I'll smoke another nub on here at some point. All right, so the last third here, now we're kicking up the spice a little, which is so typical for most cigars from my experience, from my exploration. This one, though, kicked it up a notch on the spice. Spicy on my lips, spicy on my tongue, spicy in the back of my throat. Yeah. Not a bad thing. Just letting you know what to expect. It was going so non-spice for the first 2/3 that I didn't know if it was going to get spicy, but it is. Wow. Man, that's good. I don't know, maybe I'll put this against the Russells tonight and do the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select, 94 proof, the one I'm drinking, against the Russells 10. And just see for real, without just doing a guessing game, which one does the trick. And then maybe I'll taste these three together on my channel one time. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. Do you care? Are you here for cigars only? Do you care about these whiskeys? Should I try those three all at the same time and let you guys know what I think? I'll obviously smoke a stick when I do it, so let me know. I just noticed on here, it's kind of cool. They have the B in the barrel. See that B right here? That obviously means barrel proof. And then on the one we're drinking, it has an S for single barrel. See it there? Pretty cool. Lynchburg, Tennessee, baby. What's this one say on the back here? From grain to barrel and straight to the bottle. Barrel proof Jack Daniel's single barrel rye is made for those who appreciate a pure taste experience. Let's see, I'm sure this one says the same thing. Yep, it says the same thing on the other barrel proof. So it's single barrel select Tennessee whiskey is a signature offering in our single barrel collection with subtle notes of, I told you that, the caramel. So, yeah. I'm into Jack Daniels today. All right, so this 5.5 by 54 Diamond Crown Classic Maduro Double Robusto No. 4. Don't forget that. You're going to get an hour out of this thing. That's good to know. So if you're looking to try it, try and pick it up for less than 16 bucks and just know you should get an hour out of it. Yeah, good stuff. Lots of spice now. Lots of spice on the tongue. But not in a bad way, in a good way. Getting a little hot. Getting a little hot on my fingers and my lips now. Hope you guys had a great time hanging with me. I really appreciate you being here. Woo! I'm gonna smoke this nub a little more. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great night.